Hello everyone, it's the Bronze Archer here, and I'm going to be bringing you my third episode of my career mode. And today, if you're wondering why I'm wearing a new helmet, it's because I'm commemorating my grandfather who passed away nearly a month ago, but I just wanted to race in a good helmet for him.
Circus has rolled into town. We're expecting the cars to appear out on track shortly to start today's practice session. Now then, Anthony Davidson, we've had some really strategic races over the past couple of years, thanks to the current three-tyre compound system, and of course the groundwork for all those strategies comes from the free practice sessions like this one. So what do you think of the current tyre regulations?
Well, they've created some, I wouldn't say exciting necessarily, but certainly interesting races. There have been a lot more questions around, like how long can someone stay out on this set, or will they have the pace to catch another car if they suddenly bolted on a set of ultra softs, things like that. When everything comes together, we end up with multiple cars nose to tail on different tyres, all fighting for track position. So on the whole, it's definitely been a positive step, I feel, for the sport.
And we're going to take you around the lap in the McLaren MB4-4, which won 15 out of the 16 races it took part in, which is in the 1988 season, and it also was famous for having the two greatest drivers at the time, Alain Prost and Senna, both as their drivers. Is going to turn 1 now, and the race should be hitting nearly 200 miles per hour in the Molten car, and this should be hitting around about 186, I think is how fast I was hitting. This car's a real dog to drive. Like, it was really difficult, but it was a fun car to drive as well. Like, it was a fun car. And so let's just hope that this is actually quite a good lap. I hope it is. Like, I generally can't remember like if it's a good lap or not, because it's been such. I've literally recorded like a block of like all the old classic laps like ages ago. Like when the game first came out, I was like, I'm gonna do it. So literally, I can't remember like what speed I was hitting and whether I can remember that the car was a handful. That's basically all I can remember. But yeah, like it was a long time ago. Like when I recorded all the classic laps. I mean, it's gonna be this one of the cars which was gonna be quite good fun to show will be Kimi Raikkonen's Ferrari, which I did a lap at Spa in. Because obviously Raikkonen was known to be the guy who would win at Spa. He's won in the Monero. He's the only driver which has won at Spa the most. And so I thought it would be good if I ran a special. They just did that as like just referencing to Kimi Raikkonen, who was and still is probably one of the greatest drivers on the grid. I mean, like, yeah, he's not as good as he used to be, but he's still pretty darn good. It's now heading down to the last turn now, braking quite early, going through the final turn, second gear up into third, fourth, fifth, the max gear as I cross the line. As now you can see here, what I did is I've got this little strategy where basically what I'll do is I'm going to put extra set of like parts just in case I need to change into them later on in the year, so means I won't get penalties. So actually it's quite a smart idea. It's the reason why I did it, and I just thought, well, might as well. Funsies, woo! And then we're going to go now.
Now you're ready as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. I want to talk briefly about the strategy in these qualifying sessions. Anthony Davidson, how can a driver adjust their approach to gain those critical extra tenths of a second?
Well, qualifying isn't about adjusting your approach necessarily. It's more about trying to repeat a low fuel run that you've practiced prior to this session. You're looking for perfection on the lap, and that's hard to achieve if you're trying something new. There are some variables that can stand in your way, however. Track position or unexpected yellow flags, for example. Coupled with ever-changing track conditions, it's important to be out there at the right moment. But as a driver, you have to try and ignore these distractions and just keep your mind focused on that one perfect lap.
So I'm going to take you around my lap at the circuit here in Bahrain. Okay, so I'm going from the 5th gear now, 6th. This actually was a pretty decent lap. I was kicking myself at the end of it though when I found out that I would have started pole, but I didn't start 11th due to me having a grid penalty. But then I managed to go into first turn, hitting 3rd gear just helps me with traction on the exit. Up into 5th, short shift up into 5th just because I was struggling with the first 2 sessions with the rear end stepping out. And now going down into turn 4. As you can see, I'm following I'm just following Bottas's line. Got the back end out a little bit there, and now I'm taking a lot of the curve into turn 5 and 6. 7. No, I'm never that good through that little section there, but like, yeah, I tend to be really, really strong through there. They're one of my weakest sections on the whole entire lap. And as I'm going down along the back straight here, when Bottas starts, I brake quite late and also start locking up, so I'm like, I literally just lose like a couple of tenths at least. But again, I get a pretty straight exit, so now I'm going down the back straight now, going into turn 11, 4th gear corner, get a little bit wide, up into 5th, up into 6th gear, 7th right on the apex, going through turn 12, through turn 13. Pretty decent. I lost the back end. The back end just wanted to step out. I literally did not want to grip. It was like, how about I don't grip for you? How about I don't? And then going to the last 2 turns, turn 14 and 15. Up in 4th gear as well. Didn't go down to 3rd because I just wanted extra traction. And now across the line. And that is a lap at Sakir in Bahrain.
Qualifying is complete and we're all set for an exciting race tomorrow. Your top 3 are a HAAS, Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
And now for my next upgrade choice I made was that I would pick the MGUK durability upgrade just to help me out later on in the year. And so I thought that'd be a good idea.
Luck too, I'd say. This is one of those circuits where the safety car always seems to come out just at the right time to condense the field together and mix up the cars on different strategies. It's hard on brakes, it's tough on fuel, and the main overtaking opportunity is down into turn 1, where it's easy to outbrake your opponent and potentially have a bit of argy-bargy as well.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Raikkonen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Massa, Perez, Hülkenberg, and Esteban Ocon. A HAAS, Sainz, Daniel Kvyat, and Stroll, Grosjean, Palmer, Fernando Alonso, and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and Stoffel van Dorn completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, now so you can see here I'm recording the very last little bit of my formation lap. At this point I was just like trying to set myself up ready for the start of the race. So I knew that the start would be quite important, because I knew that I could possibly gain quite a few positions at the start if I made a good dive bomb up on the inside, because I know I could do that. I'm pretty capable, especially at this track, so it's pretty much a long run, then into like a really tight slow speed turn, so I should be alright. I knew that when like I was getting myself psyched up ready for the start. I was like, I can do it, 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 I can do it. And basically that's what happened. Yeah, basically made a dive bomb. So you can see I've got 2 Toro Rossos behind me, so I was kind of hoping that they didn't try and challenge me. And so I'm about to go into the start. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and we're off and away we go. Let's get a pretty decent launch there. Get a better start than Ocon did. So is Sainz, to be very honest. He probably got a better start than I did. We get a pretty good second phase though. I definitely am faster than Hülkenberg. Get up into the inside there. I nearly tap into the back of Hamilton and they clobber the side of, I think that's Ricciardo. I just took it quite a wide line because I didn't know if there's any car up on the inside of me. Luckily there wasn't. But Sainz and I both got an absolutely incredible start there. We both got ourselves high up and up on the inside as I brake quite late, get over the curb there. And so this was just like, well, I probably got a good chance of winning this race. At this point, that's what I was thinking. And now I'm going through here. I'm in the lean mix because I didn't want to get traction. As you can see, there's Raikkonen. We got a pretty poor exit. I got a pretty good exit due to me running a lean mix. I'm also just trying to conserve, obviously, like engine parts and stuff like that, because I know that I will need them later on. And I'm going into lean mix now to see if I can catch up to Raikkonen. Luckily, I'm in his slipstream. As I'm going up into 8th gear, brake on the inside, dive myself up on the inside. Me and him actually touched. I go a little bit sideways there, so that was not ideal. But never mind, as I'm going up through the slope now, flat out. Don't quite go off the track. I nearly did though. I was actually quite lucky that I didn't, because that could have been quite bad and quite stupid of me to go off. But I'm the type of guy that would probably do that, because I just wanted to gain a little bit of extra time. I'm kind of that type of person that, like I said, I would be that type of person that would do that. As I'm going through the final turn now. As now it's going to be the end of the first lap. Valtteri Bottas is leading. Vettel's in second. I'm in third. Raikkonen in fourth, and Hamilton I think is in fifth. As now we're going to pan on to lap number 2. I caught up so much to Vettel. As you can clearly see there, I'm below a second at least. So going down the south finish straight in this slipstream. You can see how much I'm catching up to him super quickly there. Just this car is super good. Now going up on the inside and braking a little bit late than the 4-time champion. And I'm up on the inside, and that's an overtake done. And nothing basically happened for about 10 laps. As you can see here on lap 13, I'm coming in for my first stop as Hamilton Vettel both came in. Previous lap I was like, I'm going to try and fend them off to see if I can get like an overcut and see if like I can have fresher rubber near the end of the race. And so I came in, Bottas already came in, he was way ahead of me at this point, he just started pulling away. So I come in, obviously now I'm going to hold down the clutch immediately, have the throttle in, and just go. I literally just went, go boy, go. And let's just say as much. I was worried at first, then I realised I'm going to come out ahead of him, and I completely forgot to record me exiting the pit lane. She just ended my recording there. And now on to lap 20, I think that's lap 26. So I'm just going to go around my outside. He goes around the outside, and then I'm just going to try and keep it alongside of him. Can I keep it alongside of him? I literally lift off, I didn't lift off, and I go right on the inside there, using all of the track and some. I basically was trying to be literally like a little tiny snail fitting through a small crack. It did just work though, but it could have been far worse. Now I'm just going to try and make an overtake on me on the inside. Break a little bit late early in him, see if I can get DRS. And at this point I didn't think I was going to overtake him, because obviously he's in a Mercedes car. Let's just say as much. That's the reason why I started recording now. And I just brake a little bit earlier than he does. I go up on his inside, down to third gear, to see if I can force him out off the track. Because I know with third gear it's quite an understeery gear, so I just wanted to see if I could do that. Then later on to that same lap, Hamilton goes up on my inside. I'm trying to do the switch back. Again, did not think I was going to overtake him, so when I record this bit, I'm about to overtake him, about to go up on his inside. Pretty much just stayed behind him in the DRS, so I basically had DRS of my own. As I'm just going to let Hamilton go up on my inside. Clobber with Ricciardo, then realised Ricciardo was even there. It was my bag completely. Is that Hamilton's right there, keep him panning back, panning forward, panning back, panning forward, see where Ricciardo is. Go up on the inside, lock him massively there. Jimmy quite surprised I didn't take Hamilton out the race. And I tap with Ricciardo. As now we're panning on to later on that lap. You can see here's Vettel and Hamilton. Well, it doesn't really help I've got 2 world champions behind me. I wouldn't really be that worried if it was like Verstappen or Ricciardo, at least I know I could out-drag them. But considering that they're both in faster cars than me, it's kind of difficult. So this just went up on the inside, mounted so much of that curb there. Jimmy quite surprised I didn't launch off the ground. In previous games I would have just went completely flying, I know I would have. Then we just pound to lap 30. Something really quite bad happened. I locked up, obviously went wide, lost the position to Hamilton and to Vettel. Got a pretty good run though, so I managed to overtake him. Then my wheel just glitched. What happens every now and then, like my wheel will just... I don't know whether it's something to do with the wheel, or whether it's something to do with like connection, like with the way I drive. But every now and then my wheel just become uncalibrated and just make me go over towards one side. It happens to me mostly in like a NASCAR game, like when with NASCAR Evolution, but don't know what happened here. And yeah, Raikkonen was quite lucky not to get wiped out himself. And he actually ended up being on the podium because of it, and I got really, really miffed off about it. Well, I mean, that's fair enough, really, if you think about it. Like, it should have been me that should have been on the podium, but that didn't really happen, did it? Hopefully that sorts you out of that same issue, because that was so irritating. As I'm going to end my commentary, I'm going to pass it on to David Croft and Anthony Davidson for this.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
The difference was clearly in the strategy. You could tell they'd done a lot of work on the pit wall to really optimise each stint and get the most out of the tyres. And it highlights just how much of a team sport this really is. But credit to the driver as well though, there's no good having a well-oiled machine behind the scenes without a talented hand on the wheel, of course.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes, then, are on top today. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the drivers' championship after an excellent result. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Probably Carlos Sainz. You know, strong pace, good work with the strategy, just a very complete drive, I think.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
Just here, and I'm getting my resource points, and I'm definitely losing my rivalry now, which is not so surprising. And let's just say as much, and I pretty much no team wants me now apart from Red Bull, which is quite weird, but even they don't really want me that much. But I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button, and this is the Bronze Archer TBA signing out for his third episode of Career Mode. Goodbye, my dudes.